Right, and finally, I think it's the and finally. Yes, this is the one that Windgrace might be interested in. It's an X post from Joseph Malozzi. I don't know if you've seen it, because you once told me that you don't go on X, so, and I don't know if he's posted it anywhere else. Anyway, so I'm just going to share it. I'll just share it. There it is. A post from Joseph Malozzi on X. Can you see it? I'll make it bigger. There we go. Star Trek Trivia, the Atlantis Season 6 stories we never got to tell, the whiteboard ideas for the show's 6th season, and a rough summary of each episode. So anyway, so here we go. First 2 episodes, Now What? 1 and 2. The opening 2-parter would have been the Stargate Extinction script, a time travel episode that would have seen our crew stranded in the Triangulum galaxy. There they encounter a curious civilization, as well as an unexpected foe in the form of a future version of Todd the Wraith. Excuse me. With the help of present-day Todd, however, our heroes manage to turn the tables on the enemy and resume their journey to the Pegasus galaxy. Cool! Oh, did you? Oh, right, saw this on Gate World. Oh, right, fair enough. Anyway, still going to read it. Next episode, Children of the Corn, Fantastic Four. While travelling aboard the Daedalus, or Daedalus, I don't even know how to pronounce it, our crew comes across a seemingly derelict ship. They board, and while searching the darkened interior, discover a group of children in stasis. They revive the kids, who explain they were en route to a planet to be reunited with their parents, colonists who had completed work on a new satellite community. The children are welcomed aboard and are being ferried to their destination when a mystery ship appears and opens fire on the Daedalus. Our heroes try to outpace their pursuer, but as a game of intergalactic cat and mouse ensues, the team begins to suspect that their young passengers may not be as innocent and harmless as they appear. Dun dun dun. Carl's Replicator story, obviously untitled. Progeny, The Real World, Phantoms, Echoes, Lifeline, Ghost in the Machine. Carl, is it Binder or Binder? I don't know. Binder was the king of ghost and replicator stories. No doubt he would have written one for the show's 6th season, and it would have been brilliant. All right. Episode 5, Classic Stargate. Classic Stargate was an idea Martin Gero pitched, a story that would take place in the early years of the Atlantis expedition, a flashback to an adventure we had never been privy to. Hope those kids don't summon a ghost lawyer. I don't know. I don't know anything about lawyers. Carter Rashomon. Carter Rashomon was a story idea that didn't make the cut in Season 4 and ended up in the Season 5 pile, despite the fact that Carter was no longer the base commander. It was originally envisioned as our spin on Kurosawa's 1950 classic. Colonel Carter faces a possible court-martial and dismissal after an off-world op goes awry. During the ensuing investigation, we are offered three different flashback versions of the charged events. What happened and what was she being accused of? Of what was she being accused? Guess we'll never know, since it didn't make the cut in Season 5. I moved it into the potential Season 6 episode discussion list. I probably wouldn't have liked that one, because I don't like episodes where somebody's accused of something and then they have flashbacks. I didn't like it when they did it in TNG, where I think Riker, and they've done it in Stargate, but I can't remember who it was then. They've done it in Voyager as well with Tom Paris, I think, and I don't like those episodes. I think they did it in SG1. Was it Ben Browder? Was it him that were accused of something? I can't remember. But I don't like those episodes. Yes, Cameron. What's the bloody name now? The same name as the actor that were in I Chaparral. Anyway, him. Where were we? Red Shirt Diaries. Carl Binder wanted to do a story told from the point of view of a red shirt, one of those ubiquitous no names we lose over the course of an op, who is mourned, then quickly forgotten in the episode Tag, when the team is yucking it up in the cafeteria. They've kind of done them before, though, haven't I mean, the other guys, for instance. But and they've done them in, let's say it's a lower decks episode, isn't it? Cameron Mitchell. Sorry, it popped in my head. Cameron Mitchell. Yeah, so a well-trodden path, that one, isn't it? Anyway, Shepard, DOA. Inspired by the 1950 thriller, Shepard DOA would have seen John racing against time to find out how he was infected with a deadly toxin and ultimately who was responsible and why, and also maybe find an antidote. Cool. The replacements. Brad pitched out a story in which the team run afoul of an alien race and while being pursued end up victims of a temporal effect that catapults them 6 months into the future. They return to Atlantis to find they've been given up for dead and replaced. As they attempt to settle into their new positions and work with their replacements, the alien race indirectly responsible for their predicament pays Atlantis a visit. I don't know, that'd be interesting, I suppose. From that teaser. Mid-season 2-parter 1 and 2. The mid-season 2-parter would have seen Shepard's team return to Atlantis following an op, only to discover it has been taken over by Wraith hybrids. But not just any Wraith hybrids. While they were off-world, Michael, who survived the events of the Prodigal, I can't remember what happened in that now. I can't remember. Targeted the city. Is that where they were on that hive ship that broke in half, or it had holes in it? I don't know, I'm thinking of something else. Targeted the city with a biological attack that has transformed the Atlantis personnel into hybrids. Shepard, McKay, Ronin and Taylor soon find themselves on the run from their former friends and a determined Michael out for revenge. That'd be exciting, wouldn't it? Hamster ball. Sometimes you come up with an idea fully formed. Other times it may be nothing but a vision. In this case, a vision of the individual team members trapped in a giant hamster ball-like containment vessels. Compounding the problem is the fact that they are trapped in a small chamber in direct line of the Stargate, meaning the next time the gate whooshes, they risk total annihilation. How do they get trapped? How do they get out? And most importantly, what the hell happens in this episode? You'll have to ask writer Alan McCulloch. It's a bit like Cube, isn't it? Or something like that. Or something similar. Or that game, Marble Madness. I bet they have to bomb about in the hamster balls. To solve puzzles. Yesterday, today and tomorrow. That sounds very Star Trek-y. McKay's, yes I did say Star Trek-y. McKay's experiment with a time-travelling puddle jumper, another one, sends duplicate versions of the team, but it might be the same one. Oh no, it can't be, can it? Because I don't know. I'm confused. Sends duplicate versions of the team both backwards and forwards in time. The story jumps between 3 different timelines, 5 years into the past, where one version of the team struggles to acquire the puddle jumper and undo the damage done without affecting the timeline. 5 years into the future, where Atlantis is under siege by the alien race introduced in the Daedalus variations. That was a good episode. Seeing them again. Cool. While another version of the team attempts to acquire the jumper so that they can warn their past selves, and the present where McKay continues to tweak his experiment with developments in each timeline, influencing events in the others en route to a mind-bending climax. Rodney was in Cube, so perfect. Yes, he was. Yes, he was in Cube. He's been in a few... I forgot the name of the director now. I can't remember. Can't remember the name of the director now. He was in a few of his films. Or Rodney. David Hewlett. Craig. Name of that director now, I can't remember. He did Splice, which had David Hewlett in. Anyway, never mind. Hexed. While visiting an alien community, Shepard is cursed by a kooky local. At first our heroes laugh off the incident until Shepard runs into a spate of bad luck. Very bad luck. Shep Wumpers rejoice. What's a Wumper? But, you know, I think they've done something similar to that before, haven't they? I don't know about bad luck. They've had episodes where they've had good luck and stuff, haven't they, I think? Because there was that episode with I forgot his bloody name now. Played Richard. Is it Richard Kind? He was in the Stargate movie and also in Stargate Atlantis. He took a little potion, didn't he, to make people like him, sort of thing. So it'll be a similar one to that. Anyway, Entropy. In season 5, Paul wanted to do a story in which the effects of the Mackay-Miller Gate Bridge have serious otherworldly repercussions for the city, but we ended up doing something similar in Brainstorm, so we pushed this idea. So I reimagined a version where a mishap with a ZPM, Mackay style, triggers a subspace burst that disperses time fractals throughout Atlantis, and within these varying shards of warp space-time, the rules of physics no longer apply. So they began going through the city, and they're just Lucius, yes, that's the fella. Lucius, not Lucius, Lucius, yeah. So they're going through the city, and just there'd be some there'd probably be some weird effect, and they'd step through it, and it'd be, it'd be somewhere else, or it'd be the same place but different. It'd be something like that, wouldn't it? Just in random places. A bit, maybe something like when Voyager went going through that weird. I think it was in season 1 or early season 2. I can't remember. Of Voyager, where Voyager were all going all warped and weird. It'd be something like that, wouldn't it? Anyway, Revenge. Shepard and his team must mount an op to save Todd after he is captured by rivals. Reassuming her role as a Wraith Queen, Taylor leads the team aboard a hive ship in order to track down and rescue their unlikely ally. Yay, good old Todd. Christopher Heyerdahl, who's been in everything. Payback. Following devastating attacks on 3 other teams, Shepard and Co.'s off-world investigation takes a surprising turn when they are attacked by a puddle jumper. On the run on an alien world, they are pursued by an enemy who is able to predict their every move. Their mysterious pursuer is revealed to be Lieutenant Aidan Ford. Didn't name my son after him, because my son were born before Stargate Atlantis were created. A long time before. It's revealed to be Lieutenant Aidan Ford and a group of mercs armed with ancient tech. Our heroes must find a way to turn the tables on their former friend and ultimately find out the surprising source of his all too familiar resources. So that'd be nice to see Ford back again. Because we assumed he died because he were on a ship that blew up, wasn't he? Was it a hive ship? I'm sure a hive ship or a cruiser. A Wraith ship that blew up. We didn't see him get off, did we? Did we? Don't think we did. Turn of events. With an uncooperative Ford, so it's obviously a 2-part, maybe, or just a continuous arc. With an uncooperative Ford now imprisoned on Atlantis, Shepard's team investigates the most likely source of the black market ancient tech, the Tower. Remember that? There they discover Atlantis' sister city is in the hands of a group of rogue Jedi, led by none other than Robert Darby's, I thought he died, Acatus Collier, who we learn survived the events of Irresponsible thanks to a modified personal shield emitter. Another one's supposed to be dead. It turns out Collier has been busy consolidating his power base. Our team's attempts to thwart him fail, necessitating a tactical retreat. So does that mean we can get Colomini back as, I forgot the name, as the Jedi leader, even though a nuclear bomb went off on him. But you never know. Our team's attempt to thwart him failed, necessitating a tactical retreat, but not before they obtain a crucial piece of information, the mirror location of the ancient ZPM factory hidden on Atlantis. Because remember that even though they've been at Atlantis for a few years, they've still not explored everywhere, have they? And there we go, pre-finale. Using the information gathered last episode, our heroes are finally able to access the city's hidden ZPM factory. I'm going to call it ZPM like Rodney does. The room, it turns out, holds even more secrets, the locations of similar ancient storehouses throughout the Pegasus galaxy. An exploration of one such seemingly long-abandoned chamber yields a shocking discovery. None other than Elizabeth Weir. Another return. It's going to be the season of returns, isn't it? or it would have been, who has been kept on ice since her capture by the Asurans, who were the human form replicators one, I think they were. Then we get a script, and it's a cool script. I really enjoyed reading this because it's very Stargate. They even mention Supernatural. This was obviously written when Supernatural was still on the air. Because it says, how long have I been gone somewhere on it, don't it? Where is it? There we go. How long have I been gone? A while. Rodney, how many years? Well, Supernatural is still airing new episodes. Anyway. Oh, there's more. With Elizabeth's help, the team... I thought that was it then. The team is able to gain access to an Asuran weapon specifically built to target Atlantis. Thus armed, Shepard and co. pay a return trip to Collier, determined to neutralise his threat once and for all, but they are too late. They arrive just in time to see the ancient city rise up out of the ground and ascend up into the sky and the stars beyond. What about all the people? There was a town round it, wasn't there? About all the people that live there. Our heroes are already aware of its destination, Atlantis, and the season finale. Shepard's team return to Atlantis with a dire warning, only to be informed that long-range scanners have picked up the sister city and it's headed straight for them. All off-world teams are recalled. It's going to be all hands on deck as the city prepares for war again, and the sister city makes its inexorable approach. Pardon me, we are treated to some classic character-centred moments as the city readies for what will be their biggest battle against a better equipped, better prepared opponent. Really? What? I mean, it's been buried, hasn't it? Is it better equipped? Well, obviously so. Finally, it is time. Atlantis rises up off the surface of the ocean. I'm guessing they've got some ZPMs now because the factory's working, so they'll be fully powered up now, won't they? Atlantis rises up off the surface of the ocean and makes its descent up through the stratosphere, up where the air is clear, beyond the exosphere, taking up a planetary orbit. And when the sister city appears, Atlantis launches its jumpers and drones. Their opponent responds in kind. The most epic battle in Stargate history is joined. What, even more epic than Antarctica or the big battle in... I can't remember what season it was in, but the big battle against the human replicators. It'd have to be big, wouldn't it? Shepard skillfully pilots his jumper into the heart of the enemy city and lands on a pier. His team disembarks, a Suran weapon in tow, determined to finish the job they set out to complete the last episode, but they're on the clock and running out of time, facing down enemy soldiers and drone strikes as they desperately seek to set up the Asuran weapon as close to critical systems as possible. But they're not the only ones running out of time. Atlantis, outgunned by a foe that has been preparing for war, suffers heavy damage. Even if our team succeeds in their mission, it looks like it will be a Pyrrhic victory. I mean, they could do a call back to that episode. The Seer. Is it The Seer? Can't remember. It had Martin Jarvis in it, and he foresaw the destruction of Atlantis. And then later in the, I think in the same season, we learned it was the destruction of the replicator Atlantis. But maybe this could be a reference to that. But anyway, whatever. And then a fleet of hive ships drops out of FTL. FTL, don't they use hyperspace, the hive ships? It's Destiny that uses FTL, doesn't it? But anyway, and concentrate their fire on the enemy ship. It's Todd! He and his fleet take the pressure off Atlantis, buying Shepard and his team enough time to initiate their Suran weapon and retreat back to the jumper, making good their escape, as behind them the weapon initiates, setting off a chain reaction of explosions that claim the enemy city. Atlantis returns to the planet's surface. Shepard thanks Todd. Wraith and Human achieve an understanding, and peace finally returns to the Pegasus Galaxy. End of season 6. So would that be the end of Stargate Atlantis? Because, ending a happy ending and not ending on a cliffhanger, would it? But anyway, so there we go, and there's some notes and stuff. And there we go. I replied, "Oi, Amazon MGM, this." But they're not listening, are they? So there we go. I found that really interesting, and I would love to see it happen, but it's not gonna, is it? But it'd be cool if it did. Right. But Win Grace has seen it on Gate World, so poo to Gate World. I saw it on blooming Twitter. So anyway, right. We'll leave it there. We're all done and dusted. Hang on, no real mention of Ronan, so you must be happy. He's in there a couple of times, isn't he? Early on. Is it early on he's mentioned, isn't he? I wonder if something happened to him in the season. I wonder. But anyway. He's alright. I just don't see the point of him. Because they wanted the Teal'c, didn't they? That's what it was. They wanted the Teal'c for Atlantis. And so they made up Ronan. But I must admit, one of my favourite episodes, probably my favourite episode of Stargate, in all of Stargate, is Midway, where we get Teal'c and Ronan teaming up, first fighting each other, then teaming up to save the SGC from the Wraith. So there we go. So I do like Ronan, but he just annoys me at times. Oh, hang on. You should have made Christopher Heyerdahl as the Athosian main muscle. Oh, should have made it. It'd have been good as a permanent. I can't remember. Was it Halleck? Halleck or something, his name, or something like that, wasn't it? In Atlantis. But yeah, they should have had him and Taylor being together, as part of the team. But anyway, whatever. Christopher Heyerdahl's amazing, in my opinion. One of the best actors out there. He's cool. He's done everything. Anyway, right, so leaving it there. I'm going now. So, thanks for watching. And wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll say the...